Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, November 5th, 2021. I'm Barry Cowen, the president of this club since 2005. Assisting me today as a co-host is Carol Friedman, who is our vice president and resident tech expert, and I thank her very much always for her invaluable support. Well, a lot of you may be thinking who live in Century Village that we would be in the Club Activity Center today. In fact, that was the master plan. However, as you may know or may not know, due to ongoing pandemic issues, the board voted to continue our Zoom meetings in November and December until it's absolutely safe to return to our building and classroom. The fact that you are here today is proof, better safe than sorry, and the board will revisit the matter over the holidays, and we will keep you informed as developments warrant. One more thing, daylight savings time ends and Eastern Standard Time begins at 2 a.m. on Sunday, November 8th, 7th rather. Turn your clocks back 1 hour on Saturday night and enjoy the extra hour of sleep you will get starting on Sunday. Now, on computers and other devices, if you even shut them off by the morning, it'll already have done the necessary conversions. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. Also, the remaining classes will be on November 19th. And then December 3rd and 17th, and that will be it for the year. If conditions improve to the extent where we feel it is absolutely safe to enter our classroom without any restrictions, including capacity and space and everything else, then we would resume live classes January 7th of 2022. That's the first Friday. We'll have to monitor this situation very carefully. And I understand that Canadians right now are returning. So we'll see how that situation goes too, and we'll monitor that as well. So check our website at db-cc.net and check your email for updates. Okay, we have a lot to do today. So I'm going to dispense with the introduction because if you don't know me after 15 or 17 years, that's your problem. Okay, here we go. Let's hope this works. Please, Lord. I've had problems this morning. All righty. We're going to talk today about tips for safe and secure holiday shopping. And I'd like to address some pre-holiday issues before we begin. In the first half of this year, we saw a return to optimism and spending. Since the pandemic has begun, we've altered the ways we shop and spend. Online sales continue to remain strong. The convenience of having everything delivered to one's door has more than likely permanently changed some shopping habits. And it's more evident than ever today because we don't have to go anywhere to a retail store. We're now shopping from the convenience of our own home, and people are continuing to do that. Price inflation, product shortages, and shipping delays have dampened pre-holiday enthusiasm for returning to stores. One thing's for sure, most Americans have more money to spend, and according to a recent survey, plan to spend more than $1,000 this holiday season. The best way to shop now depends on what you're buying, what you want to spend, and when you need it. Global supply chains have been fraught with disruptions throughout the pandemic. Issues like short staffing among truck drivers, shortages on items, and much more have affected this year in particular. Just go to your local warehouses at Costco, and even BJ's and Sam's Club, and other shortages would be noted in groceries and supermarkets. I'm sure you've all seen that. So people are really taking advantage of this. Now with the holiday shopping season fast approaching, supply chain chaos could spell even more trouble for consumers. Today, I will show you tips that will make your shopping experience secure and safe. During this presentation, your mics will be muted, so please use the chat box to post your questions or click on the raise hand icon on the toolbar to be recognized. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to ask participants which apps or websites are you going to for your shopping and what progress you've made thus far, and maybe share with us some of the things you've already bought and where you bought them, and maybe the cost. Oh, by the way, please use the chat room. Thank you for not writing on the walls. Now, you know that seniors should always be using a grip, what they call a bar in the shower, to prevent themselves from falling. But here's a guy that came up with a great variation. The doctor just said that I'm older. I need to install a bar in the shower. So there's your new shower bar. Guy's probably an alcoholic or well on the way. Oh, don't ever say this to your spouse or your loved one when you come back, or to an officer. I'm sorry, it's not a valid request to stop a DUI. And here's what vaping was back in our day. Remember that, everybody? Vicks Vapor Rub. I still use it all the time if I have a cold. And I remember the days when I got sick. My mother would put goose grease on me and lard. And I was having trouble staying in the bed. I kept sliding out between that and the Vapor Rub. All righty. We're going to focus today on some main things. These are the shopping tips we're going to cover: savings, shopping online, starting early, shipping early, and staying safe. Well, as far as savings are concerned, you don't need to wait for Black Friday, which is November 27th. If you've already looked in your circulars in the newspapers and magazines, or in the things for Walmart have just come out, Target is out, Best Buy is out, BJ's is out, Costco is out, Sam's Club is out, all the major stores. Even the holiday shopping is at full string in a full flare in Walgreens and CVS. Everybody's already has passed Halloween. They've already got their pre-Thanksgiving stuff out and their Christmas stuff out. It's a saving season, and you can start saving right now. I recommend Walmart is a great place to go online as well as in retail. And I can imagine how many people don't want a lot of people flooding their stores because of the pandemic. So that's why a lot of people are going to doing much more shopping online than before. And retailers will be glad for that. And that's why you have curbside pickup and all these other types of variations, which prevent people from gathering in big crowds in retail outlets, which would subject them to possible COVID. And of course, the masking is another issue. What's behind the change on this savings focus? Well, retailers need your business and do not want overcrowding. And for both reasons, they want to give shoppers more time to get good deals. So some stores are taking extra steps to help their customers feel good about shopping early. Well, shopping online is another big thing. Last year, even during the pandemic, it took a tremendous increase because no one was entering stores. So places like Amazon did record shopping and will continue to do so. Retailers know their customers are shopping more than ever before, and look for online ads from your favorite store to sync up with the timing of promotions from the big sellers like Amazon Prime Days, Walmart, Etsy, and also look for trends in social media. You'll find a lot of stuff stores running ads on social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, um, things like that. But do your homework before clicking on those ads to make sure you are following a legitimate deal and not a scam. Repeat, repeat. Do your research or your homework before clicking on ads to make sure you are following a legitimate deal and not a scam. And as you know, holidays are a great time for everyone to come out and scam seniors. There's a whole bunch of them going on as I speak, and we'll talk a little bit about them later on, but that's not going to be the focus. We'd like to keep it on pleasant holiday shopping.
Barry, can we talk a little about some of the things people are doing?
Absolutely. Go ahead. Tell
Okay.
us what some of you are doing for your shopping right now.
And actually, before people do that, I want to just say something about, Barry mentioned shopping on Facebook. And for anybody who's on Facebook pretty regularly, you're going to be seeing floods of ads. And a lot of them are for really tempting things, especially for electronic gizmos and household things. And what I would recommend to people, because typically you're going to be dealing with a link that, you're going to open something that you can't be sure of. You may be following a link taking you somewhere you're not sure of. You're going to potentially be paying someone you're not sure of. What I recommend to people is that they find, whatever the thing is that's being advertised, get as close to the actual name of it. And then while you're still sitting on the ad, go on your phone and do a Google search for that thing. And you often will find either the pricing on Amazon or the pricing on eBay or Etsy or somewhere that may be as close or closer, but will also give you the freedom and support of Amazon and PayPal with eBay.
Steve, you raise your hand, I see.
Yes, I've got a tip for everybody. Before you buy anything from an online seller or anybody else, first make sure they have a phone number you can call. And call the phone number before you make the purchase to see if it's legitimate and if they can actually help you. I've bought stuff that later I found out I couldn't get in touch with them regarding customer service. So never buy anything without first finding a phone number and utilizing it to see if it's legit and that they're, good people to call. I've been trying to call a doctor. 20 minutes on hold. Then they email me with another number. I called a different number. The same 20 minutes on hold. So I guess I might not see this doctor ever.
Okay, we got two others that raised their hand.
Lorraine?
Yes. Well, a couple of things. I think that your comments, Carol, were very, very important, very critical in keeping our security. One of the things I do when I shop is when I'm on the Etsy website or eBay or Amazon, or I'm pretty safe. I feel pretty safe with those websites, and I do shop quite a bit on eBay and Etsy, and occasionally on Amazon. But the other thing I would add is when you're looking at items and their price, and you're shopping around on different websites, you may find that it is cheaper somewhere, and then you go ahead and you proceed. But at the end, you may pay delivery. So your cost all of a sudden is higher than the other suppliers that you may have looked at. So when you do all those review or shopping on those different websites, and when you're looking at the price, I would suggest also look if delivery is included. The other thing also is when I do shop on websites that I'm not that familiar, I always make sure that the website on the bar on the top has a lock. So if it has a lock, then I know it is a secure website that I could enter my credit card on it. So those are my two comments.
Excellent. Anybody else have a comment? Okay,
I have one more comment and then there are a couple of comments in the chat.
okay.
So for anybody who has Amazon Prime, you may or may not know, if you know other people who don't have it, you can, it used to be 5 people you could add for free. I think now it's 2 adults and then kids, but you can add them to your family list and they will receive free shipping. So, you know, that can be a really, really big deal. And it's
And-
very easy to do.
And I believe you can get a free Prime membership, trial membership. And just just stop it at the end of the trial period and you get all of the benefits of a regular Prime membership. So check that out. Amazon has a trial one that a lot of people use just for the time that they need it. But it is rather expensive. It's $119 plus tax to get it for a year. But if you do get it, it pays for itself very, very quickly. Believe me, I can tell you that.
And you can buy it by the month, so it's a little more expensive. It's either, depending on when you buy it, $12.99 or for $13.99 a month. So Mike Hillard says he purchases things from AliExpress and gets great prices, but it takes a long time to receive the items from China, which is another thing. If you're looking at eBay or Facebook ads, and to some extent Amazon, you want to see where it's coming from, because particularly now you may be faced with huge delays from China. And Judy Brown says, if you don't want to be tracked, use DuckDuckGo as a browser.
That's a good browser, but it's not absolutely safe. If you really don't want to be tracked, you should be using a VPN, a virtual private network. And there are free ones, but the paid ones we've talked about before are your absolute safe. They say that it's private, but I don't believe anything is private these days. But I do know that the one that I use, and that several members that I've talked to here, participants that actually took my recommendation and got Ivacy, IVACY is the one that I use and recommend. There's other ones like Nord VPN. Avast has an excellent one, but I think that's the absolute way to make sure that you're not being tracked or followed. A lot of them don't even keep logs, so that if law enforcement asks for them, they don't have any information to give them under those circumstances. But as you know, whatever you post on the internet stays there, so don't think it's going to be erased. Okay.
And Pat had a question about AliExpress, whether it's easy to return things if you're unhappy with them and get an appropriate refund. So that's a Mike Hillard question probably to respond to.
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead, Barry.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but go ahead.
I was just going to ask what kinds of, where people are shopping and what they're finding. You know, what things are they shopping for and what kinds of deals are they getting and what do they think?
Can we just hold that for a moment and let me get through the other essence of what
Yep.
I've got here?
Yep.
Okay, starting early. Are you looking for something specific right now? We all know that the hottest toys and must-have gifts can sell out early in any year. But with this pandemic, you want to give yourself extra time to find that special gift and get it to your loved one. Many stores have been careful to keep inventory low to help their own bottom line, or have narrowed down their product offerings to the types of things people have been buying in 2020. What do you think they were? Electronics, athletic leisure wear, exercise equipment, and most items related to working or playing at home. Also, you want to ship early, whether you use the USPS or UPS or FedEx or others. or a private carrier like them, or ship directly from the store. Shipping costs and delivery times may both be on the rise this holiday season. And stay safe. Most retailers genuinely want you and their employees to feel safe. Look for what creative options your favorite store is offering this year. Many retailers are offering curbside pickup, respecting local regulations that limit how many customers can be inside a store at once. Some retailers are creating pop-up stores to help customers spread out. Many stores, including major retailers, have announced they will be closed on Thanksgiving and may adjust their shopping hours both to allow more shopping time, but also to allow time for deep cleaning. Before you go, know the safety rules for your store, have a mask with you, and double check the store's hours and shopping options. Safety and savings is the theme for this year's holiday shopping season. You don't have to wait for Black Friday this year. Start early and find the deals and shopping items that are best for you. Now, I just heard or just read that Canadians plan to increase their holiday spending to an average of $1,400 a year. That's a 29% jump from 2020 when they planned to spend an average of $1,100 a year. And as much fun as it is to splurge during the holiday season, reckless spending can create financial headaches in the new year. So I'll be showing you in a moment some extra tips. Okay, let's get on to the next slide. Let's look at some shopping terms that are very, very confusing to consumers. As soon as you see them, you say, oh yeah, I should know. What is a refurbished item? It's a reconditioned or remanufactured item that are products that have been returned to the manufacturer or retailer and restored to working order. They often undergo more strenuous factory testing than new items and are great bargains. But caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. The buyer should ensure that the original warranty has not expired. Refurbished items are often excellent on computers and things that you can get online. And many cases they do undergo more strenuous testing, but you must be sure that they have the original warranty. Best Buy sells a lot of them, among other stores. And you want to be sure that when you buy something that is refurbished, that the original warranty is honored. Sometimes when you get a printout of what you bought, all of the information about this is on the back of a slip or something, and it's in small print. So you must ask if you're getting one of these items. In some cases, why were they returned? They were returned to the manufacturer or retailer because maybe there was something wrong with them, or maybe they won't. The person didn't even want them, and they're fixing them up. So be aware of that. Open box items are returned goods inspected by the retailer, found to be in working order, and resold at a discount rather than being returned to the manufacturer. The buyer should ensure there are no missing components or parts, software, warranties, etc. If you take an item back to Best Buy, like I have, the first thing they do
is that Prince?
Please mute Ada. Okay. Open box items are items that have been inspected. Now, you'll find a lot of these in a store, and I know people are cheating sometimes. They'll open a box that has already been sealed and then take it back there and tell them, oh, this is an open box item I'm bringing back. Well, they're only aware of that scam and that trick that people are trying to pull. The buyer should ensure that there are no missing components or parts. And that's what Best Buy does. If you return something to them, they're very diligent in opening that box and they're looking for parts. Some people will just say, oh, well, they'll just take it back. Well, no, they're supposed to be inspecting everything to make sure that the original thing is there. Now, why are they being returned? It could be because they're they're in perfect condition, or somebody wanted it as a gift and they just didn't, or was given it as a gift rather, and just doesn't want it. In which case it's just placed back on there. And once it's open box, it's sold at a substantial discount. So you can get a lot of money on some open box items. Or they're being advertised right now in the computer stores. You can get them in Best Buy. You can get them in any other outlets like that. And the final thing to address is an extended warranty. This is probably the trickiest one of all. I remember with cars, there's a big scam about an extended warranty. Most items, it says on the bottom, outlast the extended warranty anyway. So if they tell you, well, this is a brand new TV, you should get a 3-year extended warranty, that TV will probably outlast the warranty. Just like they try to do with cars. They used to tell you, well, you're going to get, you have to pay for rust proofing underneath. Well, the manufacturers had included it. And if people weren't aware of that, they would be paying for something that was a true scam there. So you really have to be aware of what you're doing. And the purpose of an extended warranty is to extend it beyond that of the manufacturer, and typically protects against relatively high costs, against the low risk of every expensive repair. Apple has a very good extended warranty, and it may be worth getting if you feel you're getting a new device. I still have time to get mine for my new iPhone 13 Pro Max, and I think I will do so because it's well worth the while than to have to go through the hassles. So that's something I want you to really consider. So focus on savings, shop online, start early, ship early, and stay safe are pretty much the most important things you should consider. Here's another idea I'd like to run past you. How about creating a holiday budget? You know, a lot of people budget things, and think about how many people you need to purchase gifts for. And many people, since they're not going into a retail store, will probably get a gift card. And I think that's a great solution for people you're with, family, loved ones. Get them a gift card and let them make the decision, because you don't want them, a whole bunch of people returning to a store, especially under pandemic conditions. And in fact, store occupancy will be severely limited due to the pandemic. They don't want a lot of people coming into their stores returning stuff. That's why you have the curbside pickup. And what price point you'll stick to for each gift. Do you have a budget? How much am I going to spend in the maximum? As I told you, most Americans say, because they have much more money to spend, are going to be spending maybe $1,500 or more this year online and also at retail stores. So figure out how much you'll spend on food and drink for events that you're going to hold, family dinners or parties with friends, travel expenses if you happen to go out of town, and clothing and accessories. Maybe you need a new outfit for a party you're going to. And although it's ideal to create a budget well in advance of the holiday shopping season, it's never too late to make a plan for how much you'll spend and on what. And we bet that consumers' credit cards are going to be maxed out very easily. And that's going to create a lot of problems with post-holiday debt, like it always does. And so you'll have to understand what the policies are of your credit card companies over the pandemic. Be aware that you may get a reprieve in some instances not. Okay, so you might want to use your regular savings account or open a separate one just for holiday gifts. Decide how much you'll save and how often. And it doesn't have to be much if you get started early. For example, if you get paid every 2 weeks and save $50 a paycheck, it would take 10 paychecks to save $500 for shopping. You can automate things to make saving easier. I do all my shopping online. I don't get things in the mail anymore. I don't trust them because people can steal stuff out of your mail. people can steal packages from the door before you're aware of it. You know, there's a lot of those packet thieves out there, package thieves for Amazon. And keep your eye out for sales. They're all over the place, and use your credit card to maximize rewards. Okay. Now we're back. I have one more screen I'd like to share with you, and then we'll open it up to comments. Here is the club site. I hope you can all see it, right? We have under member resources, you scroll down to handouts. Does everyone see that? I hope.
Yes.
Then you click on the fourth handout down. Let's click on it. And that is called Smart and Secure Shopping. I have updated this, I don't know how many times over the years, but let me just go through a few brief things that I think you should know. You can print this out on your home computer. Just take that handout, it's a PDF. So it will print out on any associated device that does PDFs for you, like Adobe PDF or some of the others that are very good. Think before you click, tap, email, or text anything. It stays on the web. I can't emphasize that enough. Someone in the just told us earlier before the meeting started that they had clicked on a link and wound up losing a great deal of money. And if it's a scam that's out of the country, it's very difficult to trace it, and it's also almost impossible to get your money back. And don't use a debit card. Use a credit card. I use American Express, which guarantees that if anything happens, they back it up 100%. They take the loss, they restore your money, and they have excellent protection for the card. If you're going to a mall, lock your purchases in the trunk. Thieves love to see what you've got in the car. They don't have to break. That's another reason for them breaking into cars. People leave the most expensive stuff visible, especially during the day, right in the car. So there's a big sign that should be out there, steal me, please. Never click on links provided in an email to make a purchase. Go to the company's site. This is with Amazon, especially. You'll be getting emails that say, oh, your package is on way, already delivered. Don't trust it. Don't trust a link in an email. Ronald Reagan said, trust, but verify. Know what you want to buy, how you plan to use it, and how much you're willing to pay. We discussed that. To avoid package theft from your doorstep, arrange for delivery that requires signature upon receipt, send gifts to the recipient's workplace, or have packages delivered to a pickup location operated by the carrier, such as Amazon Locker. There's several of them in our area. I believe there's one in Whole Foods and some of the other areas. You can look those up on Amazon. They require a pickup code to retrieve them, so no one else can get your package. Have it sent elsewhere if you're worried about someone stealing it. Research prices and warranties, return and exchange, and shipping policies. They're going to be especially important as we get through this pandemic and this holiday. Be aware of restocking fees and unnecessary extended warranties. We didn't mention restocking fees, but a lot of retailers have pretty steep restocking fees for an item. Sometimes if you return an item past the limit, you'll have to pay a very high restocking fee, which can be a high percentage of it. So be aware of that. Check out items before you buy them. If you go into a retail store like Best Buy, you can't put your hands on a computer online. The best thing to do is take your stylus, go into Best Buy, make an appointment, or the Apple store, wherever you're going, and go ahead and try the item out before you buy it. In the Apple store, you can take a stylus, you can look at all of the devices there, you can look in Best Buy, you can look in Staples, any place, even Costco and BJ's Walmart, all of them allow you to try something out. Buy a gift card from the retailer's site or from the store issuing it. Cards sold on display racks and pharmacies may have been tampered with by thieves. They love to pull those off at random and pull the strips off so they have the code on the back and then try to use them against you. Watch out for fake reviews. I just read where they did a review of Amazon overall. It's a site called Fake Spot. They found over 30% of the items on Amazon have fake reviews. Fake reviews. So how do you combat that? What you do is you check with people who actually have the item on social media. Facebook has a marketplace. You can look on Instagram, you can look on TikTok. All these places have areas where people have posted reviews of the items that you may be looking for, and they're more legitimate. But if you see an app on Amazon that has a consistent 5-star reviews and it looks like maybe someone was paid to make those reviews, I wouldn't be surprised. So buyer beware, caveat emptor. Read your app and extension descriptions. Download from authorized sources. Shop sites only you know. Make sure it has that HTTPS on it. The secure tells you that it's secure to shop in, and it has a closed padlock. You can be tricked by going to what they call a fake HTTPS site. It has an open padlock on it. People don't watch that, but if it's open, it means you're wide open for trouble. Beware of websites that list no phone numbers or street addresses, only an email or PO box. I don't go to any place I can't contact by a toll-free number. I just won't shop there. And then watch out for emails from fake carriers claiming to have a delivery problem. You have to really read your emails very carefully. They're doing a lot of phishing, or anybody can just copy and paste a logo onto an email and put some legitimate stuff. And watch out for bad spelling. You want to find out if something is really bad email? Look for bad spelling and grammar mistakes. Those are usually not the hallmark of a fake email. There it is. Avoid bogus offers for freebies. Oh, I'm getting tons of them right now on my iPhone. And I check on the manufacturer's website. Hey, is this really coming to me? No, no free lunches, folks. Place the original documentation for all purchases in a safe and easy to find location. Everything you bought, save those receipts. Don't throw them out. You need them, put them in a folder. Put them by date. Make sure that you have it because you may need it in order to return the item or for any other reason. And before you complete an online order, review it by clicking on the confirm or submit button. And to avoid double ordering, click only once. It tells you to submit it once. If it doesn't work, don't click it again because you might get a double order. That's happened to me several times. Then I had to call back to the retailer and say I accidentally clicked it twice, and they said, okay, we will take that one click away so you're not paying twice for it. Watch out for sites that request confidential info and learn how to recognize a phishing email and a delivery scam. Oh, this is a great one. Read the fine print before you make any online or in-store purchase. I know a lot of people who got terribly messed up with their divorces because they didn't read the fine print and gave over everything, including the kids in the house. For maximum consumer protection, use a chip-enabled credit card or PayPal account. If you don't have one, I recommend you get a PayPal account. It is absolutely secure because they don't publish or show actually any information about your purchase, and they hold the money in escrow until the item is actually received, and only then will they release it. And you can use your debit card. If you do use it in a store, use it as a credit card without a PIN. That's another way they get you. Now, eBay and penny auction and Amazon sites have to be avoided. You have to be careful. Manually enter your online order information before and after checkout. Check sites to learn how to detect phished email messages. We had someone call us this morning about it. And I said, if you want to be sure that you're absolutely protected, every bank site, almost every retailer has an area there showing you how to detect non-legitimate email messages from them. In case of a scam, you'll be asked to forward the email to a scam location on the retailer's site or a bank site, and they will review it, even Amazon. We had someone this morning. So if you get a phony message, they'll want a copy of it and they'll probably thank you for it. Take control of your online privacy. Never post anything on social media you would not post on your front door. Use identity monitoring services, and you place fraud and text alerts on your accounts. You can do that. Every account has a way to do that, and use strong passwords or long phrases and change them regularly. Shred all documents. Don't leave documents in your bins outside. People are going through and looking for personally identifiable information on non-shredded documents. People just tend to leave them somewhere, and there's garbage people that go in, or let's say everybody who's looking for a lot of things these days, ways to make money. Criminals, this is a great time for criminals during the holidays. Get a shredder and shred everything, and that's the best way to do it. Keep your software and apps current with the latest security updates and use a VPN. Well, that's it, folks. Did you enjoy that presentation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
it's time to hear from you. I've said enough.
Excellent presentation, Barry.
Thank you very much. I would like you now to tell us, like we did in the beginning, what is it that you're doing for your shopping, where you're going, how much shopping have you already completed, and do you plan to give gift cards as opposed to presents? Yes, Helene.
Yes, so what I would like to say, and you touched on this before, I'm going up north to visit my children and grandchildren for Thanksgiving. Be the first time we're all together since before the pandemic. My grandchildren have reached the age where I don't select for them, no more packages. I give them either a gift card to a favorite store or to Amazon, or if they prefer, I give them a check to spend however they want. And in that way, I avoid packages altogether. And it gives me a chance to give them everything personally when I'm up there. But what I want to say is, when I find it necessary to send a package and I use either FedEx or UPS, what I do is the tracking number, I follow that. And when I see on the tracking number that it's been delivered, that's not good enough for me. I tell each one when I'm sending a package, watch for a package that should arrive on such and such a day. And after they receive it, they let me know, because I want to know that it's physically in their hands, not just outside and they don't know about it. And so that's a very important point. I want to interject one thing.
Yes.
I understand there's someone in Deer Creek. I heard about this yesterday. He had his car parked in his driveway. The number one rule, lock your car. He did not. His wallet and other things, I don't know, shopping or whatever was in the car. His car was stolen. He doesn't have it back, doesn't have his wallet, nothing. So you can imagine what he's going through. But that's the number one rule, lock your car.
And you know
Just thought
that
I'd mention that.
do you know that there's a way to unlock your car automatically without even being there? They can get a Bluetooth code with a reader while you're shopping at a gas station. They can get a Bluetooth code, not only open your car, but drive it away before you can even get to it. So also people will go through the malls, like in the Boca Mall, there were several incidents where cars were stolen because people left them unlocked, or they left purchases right there. Put them in the trunk. At least that's a good spot.
Well, in particular, In particular, I know of a couple from Connecticut. Several years ago, they came down with another couple. They were going on a cruise. So when they got here to Florida, they rented a car and they went to Sawgrass to do a little shopping before going on the cruise. And everything they had in the car was exposed. It was like it was an SUV and everything was exposed. They didn't cover anything. They came out from shopping. They were wiped clean, everything, all their personal items, their jewelry, their clothing, everything that they came down with were all
Right.
gone.
Yep.
The car was locked, but everything was exposed, so somebody got in. So thank you.
Andrew,
Yes,
for those people who have joined us late, would you please explain what happened to you with this Nigerian scam?
yes. I received an email that looked like an authentic PayPal email. It had all of the things at the bottom of the email, and this is PayPal and blah, blah, blah. And the message of the email was that there was a $752 something charged to my account. And they said if I called the phone number, if I had any questions about it. So I knew I had not purchased something for $752. So I called that number, but the number was a phony number. It wasn't PayPal. And these guys, I tell you, I was exhausted that day because it was a very busy day for me. Usually I'm pretty smart about these things, and their routine is extremely clever, extremely clever. For example, when the guy asked me to enter a number for one of my accounts, like a password or something like that, he said, "Don't tell me the number." In other words, he was on my side, so to speak. He said, "Don't tell me the number or I'll get fired." You know, so you can't tell me what the number is, just tap it in, you know.
Right.
And it was so beautifully orchestrated by him. He said, and he was having trouble depositing to my credit card. And that's when I made a mistake, because I guess it's my nature. I trust people first, and then I judge them secondly. And he was able to get into my credit card and approve of a withdrawal when I thought he was making a deposit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
I mean,
shame.
it was so the routine. I wish I could remember all the little things that he said, and he kept me on the phone so long with supposed errors. Like, you know, he said, "Well, I couldn't make the deposit, blah blah blah," and he kept stalling on certain things, and I was helping him to correct those things that seemed to be bad, so that he
Okay.
could deposit the money to me immediately.
The problem is that if it's in Nigeria or someplace, trying to trace it is almost impossible. It's probably a whole scam ring, and the fact is that it's outside of U.S. Regulations, so the chances of getting your money back are next to none.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing that. I have a question here from Carol. Is she still there? Okay. She said,
Yes.
has anyone been using curbside pickup? If so, where and how was your experience? Tell me. Okay, Dorothy.
I used it at BJ's and it went very, very smoothly. The only thing is at that time when I did it, they didn't, you couldn't order perishable foods. They had to be dried foods because they keep it on the shelf.
And didn't they have a parking spot just for park
Yeah,
stop?
they have separate parking spots, and I called them when I got there and they brought the food out, and it was good. It was very, very good. Now I think that they do perishable foods, but I'm not sure. I mean, I go into BJ's now because it's not very crowded.
Right.
But I wanted to just say one thing about refurbished. I've gotten my last computer I bought refurbished, and I bought the extended warranty. And the extended warranty was still cheaper than buying a brand new one by adding the extended warranty to the refurbished, because the refurbished computer was like half price. And I think I bought it at Walmart, and I think the extended warranty was not that much money for 5 years. And
Oh,
so
great.
I felt good about buying the extended warranty at that time.
Lorraine, you have anything else to say?
Sorry, do you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
No, I think everyone covered everything that I would have added. I think the padlock is really critical. Certainly, I do pay attention to that padlock. And I get all those emails from PayPal, from just name it. You've ordered this and we need some more information. I just junk, garbage. I don't even reply. I don't even go on the website. I don't call back. And now, because I was receiving so many phone calls, as you know, Barry, I have blocked my phone.
Yes.
Which means that nobody sees my phone number when I'm calling. But I don't get any of those calls anymore.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So,
Right.
and I did find a way around, Barry, when you do block your phone, so you don't get all those marketing calls and those fraudulent calls. The way around it is when you call someone that has put their phone on blocking anyone that has blocked their phone number, like you. So
Okay,
you can,
great.
so what you could do is you type in asterisk 82 and then the phone number of the person.
Hmm.
And that unblocks your phone number just for that phone call.
Is that AT&T?
No, it has nothing to do with AT&T.
Okay. Okay. Mackie, I see you had a question here. How do you lock purchases in the trunk? Very carefully. You throw them down, and if they fit, and just close the trunk. That's it. Don't let anybody see anything in the front seat or the back seat. That's how you do it. What?
Barry,
Yeah. Mackie, well, go ahead.
Mackie, you're muted.
Unmute yourself.
I was trying to hold the space bar down, that didn't work. I'm referring to something you had on that handout from the website. And it was basically referring, it said, lock your purchases in the trunk rather than letting them be displayed when you were doing an online purchase. And I did not understand what you meant by that.
Oh, I
It's very high up on your list.
Yeah, I didn't say online purchase. I meant if you're in a mall or something and you're, you're bringing back purchases to your car, then you want to put them in your trunk and lock it.
You had that later, but I can't see obviously your list right now, but it was referring to an online purchase and it didn't make sense.
No, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
so he didn't mean that.
No, I
I'm
didn't
sure
mean
you
that.
didn't. Thank you. I also wanted to make a comment. Several years ago, my PayPal account was hacked and my
Hello?
Visa card was compromised. And so I canceled my PayPal account. I'm hearing you say that PayPal is very safe. Is that the case now?
It's much safer now.
Okay,
I
Thank
use it
you.
a lot. I use it a lot because it doesn't display your information at all. And it holds your money in escrow, which means it will not be released to whoever you bought it from until they have verified that you have received the item that you paid for.
okay, thank you.
Barry,
Yes,
Barry,
yes,
Bernie here.
yes, Bernie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
About the gift cards and all the gift cards that are pertaining to anything like that,
Hmm.
call up after you purchase the card. call up and verify with the manufacturer or the giver, American Express, whoever. Call them up and make sure and verify that the card is now activated and it's alive. It's $100 or $200, whatever, that it's okay, and then mail it out.
Great.
Because
I-
I purchased, as a matter of fact, an American Express $100 card. I mailed the card out and it was defective. It was already spent
Mhm.
sometime in the interim of buying it and
Wow.
mailing it. It was already used.
That's scary.
Very scary. American
is.
Express, and American Express told me that there's nothing they can do about it. They did a research. It was somebody in northern, like Switzerland or Scotland, somewhere up there. There was a fish company of Japanese descent
Mm,
that scammed me. I don't know how they did it, but I lost $100.
wow. Good morning, Mike. Will you unmute yourself? Mike Reeves.
Barry, you've got a couple of
Like 2
people with
years ago.
questions.
Okay.
Andrew and Roz.
Okay, let's take the questions first. I'm sorry. Let's go to someone who hasn't been answered yet. Roz?
Yes, I wouldn't mail a gift card because I mailed one last year to Los Angeles and it never got there.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
I would mail a check that is much safer. Also, if you buy a gift card in CVS or Walgreens, they're gonna charge you an extra $5 just
Mhm.
to buy it there.
Hmm.
And also, my new Hyundai sends me notices if I forget to lock the car.
Yeah.
So it comes right up on my phone.
And don't,
Not stupid, go, and I can lock it from my phone.
and don't forget, don't ever put cash in the mail. Don't ever put cash in the mail. It's sure to be gone.
Yeah,
People have done it. Sometimes they're lucky, but not these days. Right now, this is the holiday. Tis the time for scammers and for criminals. They're looking for more ways to take money than ever before because they need money for the holidays and they're looking for you to get it. Okay, let's talk to Steve.
Yes, I've got two items. The first one is you need to go back to buying the club and putting it on your steering wheel. If I had bought it online, as it was only available online in 1986, I would have still had my Corvette and I could have saved tens of thousands of dollars in fees by having to buy other cars. The second thing is I never thought extended warranties were worth the money. I never bought them, except when I bought them on a TV. And come to find out, I'd forgotten I had even bought the extended warranty. Rand Smart told me I had the warranty. Something went bad after 2 years on the TV, and they gave me all my money back. Another thing, they say you can only get your money back for 30 days on a purchase. Well, I had a TV I kept for 2 months, and then I was just getting sick and tired of the problems I had with it, and they took it back and gave me all my money back.
Great.
So that's something to think about.
Okay, Andrew, quickly, and then we'll go over to Mike Reeves in Merry England. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't know how easy it is to break into the trunk of an automobile these days, but it would not be a good idea to go to a store in a mall, let's say, and put something in the trunk and then go back into the mall. Because if somebody saw you putting something that
Right.
looked like it was valuable, like a TV or something in your trunk, they'd probably figure out a way to open up the trunk and see that you're going back into the store. So my suggestion is, if you have something that's very valuable like that and visibly valuable, then it's best to probably just put it on the passenger seat and drive to the next place that you're going to, and then put it in the trunk.
Or have them send it somewhere to where it would be
Well,
safe. Like,
No.
Yeah, that would be the best, of course. But if you're taking something home with you, it's best not to be seen stuffing it in the trunk of the car.
Okay, morning, Mike, from England.
Hi,
How are you
morning,
doing?
everyone. Yep.
What's the latest from England about shopping and everything? What are they doing in London for the holiday season?
Fairly normal, I think. Just that people are a bit worried, but there are no restrictions now.
So we'll be expecting a lot of Canadians to be traveling back to Century Village, I would think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm travelling out next, week Wednesday.
Great.
Great. What are your shopping choices now in London? What do you buy? Have you bought? Have you done any holiday shopping so far?
No, no, and I've only got a week to do it in. My sister's been ill, so she always helps me with my shopping. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do this year, but I haven't got much to get anyway. There's not too many things I buy,
Okay.
so I don't buy much anyway.
All right. Carol mentioned something to me earlier about two-factor authentication coming to Google. That's not a bad idea for anything. Online, I have most of my accounts are secured with two-factor authentication, meaning they not only want your verification of your phone number, but they want to send a code when you're making a purchase that goes to your cell phone as a backup. I would recommend 2FA across the board on everything you can get it on. It's one way to prevent somebody from stealing information, because even if they have the initial information, without that code, they can't retrieve it. Anybody else want to chime in? Let's see, Joni, you there?
I'm taking all this in. Thank you. Everything's good.
Bernice
Okay, good.
has her
Thank you.
hand up, and then I have a couple of more things.
Okay, Bernice, nice to see you or hear
You're
from you.
muted, Bernice. Bernice, you're muted still. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bernice.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I just wanted to point out that it's not really a good idea to leave your wallet or your purse in your car.
Duh.
That's right.
So there are a couple of more things that I would suggest about shopping, particularly if you're shopping early.
Mhm.
And you're going to Target, Best Buy, any of those places.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Sweetie.
Okay. So typically, right before Christmas, they start an extended return policy so that if you've bought anything during a particular time period, you typically have into January to be able to return it.
Yeah.
So it goes beyond the 30, 60, or 90-day return policy. But if you're looking to buy something now, you really want to check that, because this is outside that normal period. People potentially may be buying much earlier still for Christmas. So you want to make sure what the return policy is going to be.
This is QVC and HSN have very good return policies. They can go up in through January. So if you're buying from the shopping networks, that's a good place.
And I would suggest too, if you're looking to buy any kind of electronics, we've talked before about reading the reviews, and it's a good idea to read, as most people probably do, the 1 and 2 star reviews, and then see if they match the kinds of concerns that you have, particularly if particularly for printers, for computers, for anything relatively expensive. And particularly if you're looking at something that is refurbished, because you will find a lot of times people will comment about it having been refurbished and the problems they had with it. So, that's a good thing to check. And another is if you're buying something in a Best Buy or somewhere where you've got a decent salesperson, I always ask them what kinds of things are which items are being returned, which makers, which models, and why.
Great. Great
Judy-
idea. Judy, go
Judy
ahead.
has her hand up. Judy, you
Judy?
have to unmute yourself.
Okay.
There.
I purchased something yesterday at Best Buy and I was told I had till January 31st to return it.
Great. So it sounds like they are extending their window already.
And anything that you plan to return, excuse me, make sure you have the receipts and everything. Keep the paperwork handy. Don't lose it.
I don't lose my receipts ever.
Yeah.
The
And
law of the land.
And you may notice that places like Walmart's, as Barry was saying, you can go on and see their ads. They're advertising things like Chromebooks for $87. And so, you want to carefully check those things. They may only be available for a day or so. They probably will sell out. But that's something that you want to check to make sure that it's got adequate storage, the keyboard works for you, the screen's all right, all of those kinds of things. But it may be worth the purchase even if you try it for a bit and return it. And again, you want to definitely check the return policies.
Also, grocery stores, look at all the items that are depleting on the shelves. People are buying paper towels and toilet paper, and if you don't hurry up over there, they'll be wiped out.
And they're putting turkeys on sale now. Turkeys are much more expensive so far this year, but Aldi's happens to have butterballs on sale right now for 87 cents a pound. They've been going fast, and they've got some, if you're shopping near Century Village, they've got some in a second storage area, and they've handwritten the 87 cents. So, you have to really check, and you can still get a good deal. And, obviously if you've got room in your freezer, you're set.
I also recommend, if you want some really good things on electronics, I bought a lot of stuff there, and believe it or not, it works quite well, is Five Below. That's a great store. We have several of them. There's a new one that opened in the Pompano City Center. They opened a new TJ Maxx out there and a new Burlington's. Those are three places I highly recommend to get anything at a discount. Now, also, shopping for clothes is very important right now. All of the retailers are having, Kohl's and some of the others are having shopping sales looking for winter clothing and whatever else. Because the cold weather is going to be upon us very soon.
And is anybody buying phones right now other than Barry and his iPhone? Because the pricing is going to be good. There's a possibility of them having shortages because of all the parts and shipping problems. So I'm curious, I'm considering buying another Android of some sort. And I'm looking both at manufacturers and at phone companies.
Pixels, I guess, right? The Pixel? Okay.
No, yeah, but I'm not considered in that. I'm probably looking at either a Motorola or a Samsung or an LG.
Now, the Apple Watch was delayed. When they first came out with it, shipping was pushed back almost a month. And the reason is because of due to the pandemic, a lot of the factories shut down and their workers were out of work. And so they couldn't produce the parts that were necessary for all of these electronic components. And there is still a backlog, believe me. It still exists, no matter what they tell you. One person mentioned what was that site? Alibaba or whatever?
Express.
AliExpress, that's coming out of China. And believe me, there's delays out there still in Taiwan and China and the other areas where all of these parts are in short supply. And as you know, people are having trouble hiring workers. Even though there are so many stores open, you need workers to be in there. So It's a tough situation ongoing. Hopefully, as time goes by, we're getting better results on the vaccines and whatever else. I don't want to get political about it because that's not our job here. But we're hopeful that things will ease up very soon. Anybody else have anything to say? Pete, are you there? Dennis, are you there? Okay, well, looks like we've had 23 people today. Let's see if there's anything else in the chat that we need to answer.
Nope.
I just bought an iPhone 13. I had to order it.
Yes,
Dorothy was looking for something.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that one of my neighbors had his car stolen. And they have a security system outside of their building. It took them 1 minute and 10 seconds to get into the car, click it, and drive it away.
Where was that?
It was in Palmyra. And there's a security system and they had it on tape, but the people had hoodies on and they were bent down so they couldn't see it. So they know exactly what they're doing.
Yep. Yes, Helene.
Helene?
Yes, okay, so it's very humorous because it's about extended warranties. Last year or 2 years ago, I sold my 2006 Camry. I'm still getting warranty updates that it's time to renew my warranty, that it's running out. And that was a 2006, that it's running out and I don't even have the car anymore.
That's the case with Bev. We had to give up her car last December and Hyundai is still sending her, you know, you need to get extended warranties and your car is due for maintenance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, there's so many.
What year was the car?
2019, I believe.
Well, this was a 2006 and they say my warranty is running out.
Okay, folks, this has been, I hope you.
Barry, just one thing.
Yes,
from
Mike.
the point of view of buying something, I've got to replace my Chromebook when I get over there because it ran out of, you know, being updated. So any thoughts on that?
Walmart has a Chromebook for $89. But
Yeah.
you don't have Walmart in, do you have Walmart in London?
No.
No, too bad.
No, I'll have to wait till I get out there.
But remember, because they're cheap means they're not powerful. The processors would be very low quality processors. You're better off sticking with a name brand like Acer. Makes great Chromebooks. HP makes
That's what I've
great
got.
Chromebooks. Go down to the stores, as I say. Take a look at what they've got. Don't buy online. Go down to the store if you can. Make an appointment. A lot of them don't want overcrowding, and Best Buy is great. I've been there many times, and I look at everything they've got. Costco, a lot of people, they have good stuff. BJ, Sam's Club, Staples has stuff out there online. Walmart is a great place. You can go look at all the stuff they have. I've gotten a lot of.
Get away from fucking Walmart, China.
Please do not use that language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
All right. Everybody learned something?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I've learned a great deal from you. Give yourselves a hand.
Thank you, Barry. It was great. Thank you.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a great deal, and I apologize last time for shouting, but I had ear surgery and I only had 50% hearing in my left ear.
What?
It took 5 appointments to get it taken out.
Ouch.
Fungus. You know, you don't want that. Believe me, it's terrible.
But the fungus amongst us.
That's right. The job got done. Thank you all for participating. I love you all. If I haven't got a chance to say that, I'd like to say that at the end. Be safe. If you're in our area, watch out. We have a flood watch here all day today, and then it's going to be really cool. Reminder.
And Barry, the date of our next meeting?
Will be November 17th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
No, I'm sorry,
Thank you,
November
Barry.
19th, November 19th,
19.
correction, 2 weeks.
Oh, 19.
Then the
okay.
next
Yeah.
meetings are December 3rd and December 17th.
Thank you. This was a great class. Thank you.
I enjoyed it a great deal, and thank you so much, Carol, for helping me out in a variety of ways. You're so invaluable to me. I can't put it into words.
Barry, get yourself a tall glass of cold water. You must be dry mouth.
I'm fine. Hey, buddy, I got this here right here. Look at that. There's my coffee cup.
Is it too late
Okay.
to ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
The woman who talked about blocking her phone so people couldn't, she blocked phone numbers.
Lorraine.
Yes,
You were.
Okay, so what kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Okay, so how did
And,
you do what you did?
Well, actually, I Googled how to do that because I was getting so many calls from, God knows, people trying to sell me things or whatever. So, so what I did is I Googled how to block my iPhone. And
Right.
then it gave me specific instruction to go into settings and block.
It's settings and phone.
Yes.
And now when you
Scroll
do,
down after you get to the phone.
when you do block your phone, just be aware that anybody that is not into your contact list on your phone will be blocked. So if you have friends trying to reach you and for whatever reason, they're not in your contact list, they will be blocked.
Well, it's the same thing with email. When you're over aggressive with email in trying to remove spam, you often wind up getting legitimate email in your junk mail. You have to be careful because the same thing happens. But with the phone, you go down to settings, you go down to phone, and then from there, there is an item called Show My Caller ID that can be turned off. And below that, it says silence unknown callers. You do want to leave that on. And then there's an item for blocked contacts where you can add new ones to that list and they will be blocked.
The biggest important one, like you just said, Barry, is silencing the calls. You will still get the call, but you don't hear it. And then later at the day or at night, before you go to bed, you can weed through which calls you liked, which calls you didn't like, and then you can delete them or block them permanently,
Or you
and still
can,
save the ones that you like.
and you can let them go to voicemail.
Yes.
That's what I do with the landline phone. I don't answer anything on my landline phone that comes up spam. Sometimes it'll come up with my own phone number, or it'll say fraudulent call. There's a variety of ways they're also trying to hit landline phones. So that's what you do. All right,
My
folks.
landline phone went to the floor.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have exhausted the issue. I want you to be safe and healthy, and we'll see you in 2 more weeks.
2 weeks.
So
Okay.
say
Very
goodbye.
well.
Goodbye,
goodbye.
everybody.
Stay
Bye,
safe.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Uh,
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Prayers,
Bye-bye.
blessings, prayers and
Bye.
blessings.
Bye.